Hey YouTube, my name's Nick James and I'm going to be teaching you how to play guitar. I've been playing guitar for over 25 years and wanted to share some of the concepts that helped me learn the best and hopefully save you a lot of time. If you've watched my lessons so far, we've gone over a lot of stuff including the open chord shapes, bar chords, triads. There's been a lot of really good stuff so far, so definitely go back and watch those lessons if this one doesn't make total sense right off the bat. But we're going to actually be talking about a totally new topic today, which is jazz chords. And this is kind of an intro to jazz chords, just about seventh chords. And there's going to be, more complex jazz chords to talk about down the road, like ninth and 13th chords and all sorts of really fun, complicated chord extensions. But today we're just talking about seventh chords. And the whole purpose of a seventh chord is to add an extra note to your normal 3-note chord and give it, another color. In this case, these chords definitely sound jazzy. The major and minor seventh. If you played a dominant 7, it might sound bluesy. So how we get to these seventh chords is just by adding one extra note. And we're going to use the C chord for this lesson, and we're going to use it in the A shape. And the first one we're going to look at is C major 7. So normally C major looks like this. And we have our C note on the 3rd fret of the A string. And we also have a C, which is, pretty much an octave, the same C note here on the 5th fret of the G string. But what we're going to do is drop that 1 fret, and now we're playing B there. So instead of barring these 3, we're going to drop the middle string down a fret. So we're playing the B note with C major. And why it's called the 7th is because, the alphabet goes C, D, E, F, G one way, but going backwards, when we, go from C to B, that's actually the 7th note in C. So if we go up from C, B is the 7th, and then back to C. So this major 7 is definitely going to be a popular jazz chord that you'll run into. And this is in the A shape. You can also play this in the E shape by putting your pointer finger on the C note, and then you're going to actually take what looks like an E minor triad. If you were to play E minor in that normal bar chord here rooted on the A string, you can actually take your pointer finger and just try to mute that A string, but press down the E string on the 8th fret, and that's your C major 7. So we have, which are the same chord. One finger position or way to play that C major 7 I like a lot is actually stacking your fingers in almost like a staircase all the way down. So normally your C major chord in the E shape would look something like this. But instead we're going to take all 4 fingers and actually stack them down like a staircase. And we're going to use our thumb on the C note. So that's your major 7 chord. We're going to go back to that same shape and now play a minor 7. And how we're going to go about that is just lifting off our pinky in this A-shaped minor chord. So we're going to play a C minor and then just basically lift this pinky up. So the note we're left with is actually this B flat. And A sharp and B flat are the same note. It's just this first fret of the A string. So A sharp, or A, B flat, B. So being that this is the 7th note, we're playing a minor 7th. What comes before C in the alphabet's B. We can't just skip over B. So it's going to be a B flat, but not important. We're just going to be basically playing a normal minor chord and then lifting up the pinky. And how we do that in the E shape up here is, we're just taking our normal minor bar chord and we're going to lift the pinky up again. So what we're left with is just your ring finger on the 10th fret of the A string and the entire 8th fret barred. So the last 7th chord is the dominant 7th. And what that is really making this a blues chord, and the whole purpose of a dominant 7 is actually playing it as the 5 in a chord progression, meaning if you had a 1, 4, and 5 chord progression like G, C, and D, this D is always going to function as a dominant 7 because it leads our ear back to G. And why that happens is because if I take D here and play it as a dominant 7th, I'm no longer just barring these 3 notes. I'm actually letting this C play by lifting off one of the strings. So we have D, A, C, F sharp, and A. And that C note is so close to this major 3rd of G that it just wants to resolve there. Otherwise, the major 7 is going to be used on like the 1 chord and the 4 chord. And then when you get to 5, dominant 7. And what that looks like on a E-shaped chord is we're going to play like a normal major chord like G major. We're just going to lift the pinky up. So in this case, the F is playing, which is the flat 7 of G. If we looked at this note as G, the 1, we're going from G to F sharp to F. And that's what's making this a dominant 7. And hopefully you can start playing around with these, 7th chords and start to make your music more jazzy. And, they're really common and used in a lot of the songs you love as well. So when you start learning, songs and you see a major or minor 7 or a dominant 7, just know that the chord isn't too difficult. You're just adding one extra note. And these are a few shapes and how to play them. Thanks for watching, and if you like these videos, subscribe and share for anybody else that wants to learn guitar. And thanks for watching.